Olympian Ryan Lochte and wife explains why swimmers can't leave the Olympic Village 2024 Olympics. Retired 12-time Olympic medalist Ryan Lochte and his wife Kayla Lochte know the Olympic Village better than most. After competing in 5 Olympic Games from 2004 to 2016, Ryan has experienced firsthand the strict rules and regulations that govern athlete life within the confines of the Olympic Village. But before we continue, please subscribe and turn on the notification bell for updates. People don't realize how much of a bubble the Olympic Village is, says Ryan. It's like its own little community, with everything you could possibly need: housing, dining, training facilities, you name it. But that also means you're not really allowed to leave. The 2024 Summer Olympics in Paris will be Ryan's first games as a spectator rather than a competitor. But he's quick to point out that the rules around the Olympic Village haven't changed much since his heyday. Even though I'm not competing this time, I'll still be staying in the village as part of the U.S. swim team staff, he explains. And I can tell you, the rules are still just as strict as they were when I was an athlete. One of the biggest restrictions, according to Ryan, is that Olympians are generally not permitted to leave the Olympic Village during the Games. There are a few exceptions for things like press conferences, doping tests, or medical appointments. But for the most part, you're expected to stay put within the confines of the village, he says. This rule, Ryan explains, is in place for both safety and logistical reasons. Security is obviously a huge concern, with so many high-profile athletes in one place. But it's also just easier from an organizational standpoint to keep everyone contained in one central location. Kayla, who has accompanied Ryan to multiple Olympics as his wife, agrees that the restrictive nature of the village can take some getting used to. It's a very controlled environment, she says. There's no coming and going as you please. Your every move is essentially monitored and accounted for. This lack of freedom, the Lochtes say, is one of the biggest challenges for Olympians to overcome. As an athlete, you're already under an incredible amount of pressure to perform at the highest level, says Ryan. And then on top of that, you have these really strict rules about where you can and can't go. It can be really tough, mentally and emotionally. Kayla adds that the isolated nature of the village can also take a toll. You're surrounded by thousands of other athletes, but at the same time, you feel very cut off from the outside world. There's no easy way to decompress or get that sense of normalcy that you crave. Despite the challenges, however, both Ryan and Kayla agree that the benefits of the Olympic Village ultimately outweigh the drawbacks. At the end of the day, the village is designed to give athletes the best possible environment to succeed, says Ryan. All the resources you need are right there, so you can focus solely on your competition. That's an opportunity that very few athletes get to experience. Kayla nods in agreement. It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience for sure. And even though it can be tough at times, the memories and camaraderie you build within that bubble are truly special. As the 2024 Olympics draw near, Ryan says he's looking forward to returning to the village, even if it's not as a competitor. I may not be racing this time, but I'll be there supporting the team and soaking up the incredible atmosphere. And who knows, maybe I'll even sneak in a few laps in the pool when no one's looking,